Stellantis, the parent company of Dodge, Jeep, Ram, and Chrysler, is under an immense amount of pressure right now. They are on the brink of bankruptcy, and to get sales going, they are giving their cars away for extremely cheap. But what is the catch? Are there hidden things that come with that steep discount? What does this mean for you and the industry? And what the heck is happening? How did we get here? Well, this situation doesn't just spell trouble for these brands. It's sending shockwaves through the entire automotive industry, and let me tell you, the landscape isn't looking pretty at all. Sure, these iconic names, all part of the expansive Stellantis family, are facing their own internal conflicts, and it seems they're making one questionable decision after another. But the mess they're steeped in goes far beyond simply being a series of poor choices. So, what's actually happening behind the scenes? What's really at play here? The unfortunate truth is that the challenges weighing down Stellantis are part of a much larger trend that's sweeping through the automotive market right now. And here's the real kicker. We, the consumers, are the ones who are ultimately going to pay the price for this chaos. The truly disheartening reality. It might already be too late for us to change the course of this ship before it encounters rough waters. What began as a seemingly minor ripple effect during the pandemic has now morphed into a significant tidal wave that has led to a considerable downturn in new car sales, which continue to lag behind the more prosperous years before the pandemic. That's right. While various sectors have managed to recover and bounce back, the automotive industry still can't find its footing, and Stellantis seems to be feeling the squeeze more than many of its competitors. Now, you might be wondering, why should we even care about all this? Let's dive into the data, because the numbers reveal a chilling story. But before we get there, subscribe and hit that bell icon so you don't miss out. Why does this matter? First of all, you need to understand how much the sales of Stellantis's brands have plummeted alarmingly. In just the past 5 years, Jeep, Dodge, and Chrysler have endured a jaw-dropping 39% decline in sales figures. If that's hard to swallow, let's take a closer look at Dodge. Their sales have nosedived sharply, experiencing a startling 67% drop since they peaked in the year 2013. Jeep isn't riding high either. It has suffered a significant 44% decline since its glory days in 2018, managing to sell only 642,924 vehicles in 2023. Can you wrap your head around that? That's the lowest sales number they've seen in more than a decade, which is nothing short of alarming. The implications of these declining sales figures are hard to brush aside. Dealerships are beginning to feel the intense pressure as consumers are now seeking out more appealing alternatives. The excitement surrounding new vehicle launches has fizzling dramatically, leaving potential buyers feeling uninspired, disenchanted, and ready to venture elsewhere in search of something better. And let's not ignore the looming issue of inventory, which is another crucial factor that can't be overlooked. Stellantis is now grappling with a monumental mountain of unsold vehicles, and when I say mountain, I really mean a staggering heap. Fast forward to March 2024, and reports indicate a jaw-dropping 1.4 million brand-new vehicles are sitting idle in their inventory, which is a serious concern. So, what on earth has led to this extraordinary buildup? To get to the bottom of it, we need to travel back in time a bit. Initially, Stellantis made some production changes after wrestling with supply chain issues. They ramped up production in a bid to boost their inventory numbers, but as customer demand started to shift and sales declined, they ended up drowning in an excess of vehicles that are proving to be tough sells. Digging deeper, many of these unsold vehicles are older models. They're outdated and simply don't align with what consumers are looking for in today's fast-paced market, especially in highly competitive segments like mid-size SUVs. This has resulted in shockingly high day supply figures for Stellantis brands, which essentially means these cars are lingering on dealership lots for way longer than what's typically seen in the automotive industry. So, how did they end up caught in such a precarious position? The answer resides in a complex mix of misguided strategies, shifting market dynamics, and, quite frankly, a glaring lack of robust support from their manufacturer. Let's delve deeper into this convoluted situation, because it's a tangled web. The Stellantis National Dealer Council has begun to sound the alarm, and guess who's becoming the center of scrutiny? That's right, CEO Carlos Tavares is facing some serious heat. What's the main concern? They're firmly placing the blame for the current declines in both market share and dealer revenues squarely on his so-called short-term decision-making. And mark my words, folks, this is not just a minor warning, it's a colossal red flag flapping wildly in the breeze. But why exactly? On September 10, 2024, something significant happened in the automotive world. The Stellantis National Dealer Council sent out a letter that made waves, and they did not hold back at all. In this bold communication, they took a hard look at the strategies of CEO Carlos Tavares. They suggested that instead of focusing on sustainable growth for the company, Tavares seems more interested in chasing after quick financial gains. Yes, his tactics may have provided a brief spike in profits, enough to noticeably boost his earnings, but the dealers are not falling for the smoke and mirrors. They are sounding the alarm, claiming that this narrow viewpoint isn't simply a hiccup, it's an outright crisis. Their primary worry: this current path could lead to major disaster. What's even more startling is that they firmly believe we are beginning to see these dismal predictions play out right before our eyes. When you dig deeper into the situation, it gets even more concerning. Consider the emotional strain this is putting on the dealers. They are increasingly feeling alone and overlooked as they face mounting challenges, all without the crucial support they desperately need from Stellantis. The council didn't hold back either. They specifically pointed out the company's recent cuts in marketing budgets and the changes in compensation structures are causing significant harm to dealer profitability. Imagine it, numerous dealers are stuck with overflowing lots filled to the brim with unsold vehicles. This isn't just a minor inconvenience, it's turning into a serious financial headache and brewing frustration that's escalating within the dealer network. Now, let's pause for a moment to consider the repercussions of these recent decisions. The council has been extremely vocal about how Tavares's cost-cutting plans, while they may seem aimed at improving profit margins, are actually backfiring in a big way. Connecting dealer compensation to vehicle shipments rather than actual sales? That's a huge miscalculation. It leaves many dealers in a precarious financial situation. And just when you think it can't get worse, the ongoing layoffs and plant closures are adding fuel to the fire, intensifying fears about the long-term stability of Stellantis's operations in North America. Are you wondering what's brewing behind the scenes? Let's peel back the layers on this evolving story. At its core, the challenges that need to be addressed can be distilled down to three critical issues putting immense pressure on the entire dealer network. Let's start with the first one. Shift away from traditional engines. Let's jump right into the exciting and ever-evolving world of cars, where the traditional engines that we once knew are gradually becoming relics of the past. The debate over engine replacements? It's heating up, and it's no laughing matter. Stellantis has just tossed a real game-changer into the arena with the unveiling of the Hurricane twin-turbo inline-six engine. This powerful newcomer is set to take the place of the much-loved V8 engines in several of their vehicle models, and let me tell you, it has everyone talking. So, what makes this engine so enticing? Well, for starters, it's designed to offer enhanced fuel economy and reduced emissions. Plus, it aims to maintain power levels that are comparable to those robust V8s that many people have grown to adore. That sounds fantastic, doesn't it? But hold on, before we rush out to celebrate, we need to hit the brakes. This shift has sparked some serious criticism from both dealers and consumers. Let's take a moment to examine the preferences of consumers. For die-hard fans of the Dodge and Ram brands, letting go of the thrilling V8 engines that have provided years of exhilarating experiences is no easy feat. These loyal customers are understandably hesitant about shifting to turbocharged six-cylinder engines.